When I said challenge the world, we are challenging today the world tremendously. I was leading a newspaper, a very leading newspaper which gives economic information. And I was so surprised that this type of information is not coming out into the world. I was so surprised. I was, taken aback. There are countries, I would say, sorry, not countries, there are companies in India which have tied up with a lot of defense companies in the world and also the DRDO in India and developing new techniques of arms. And I understand there are small companies working out of Faridabad, Panipat, they are working out of Haryana, they are in Haryana, Panipat and Sonepat, and so many other places in Tirunelveli, in Tamil Nadu, in Solapur in Maharashtra. There are so many industries which are niche industries. They are not shouting at the top of the voice, they are doing this, we are doing that. No. They are working at techniques and working in, I would say, in manufacturing of specialized items for the Indian Army. And not only that, they are supplying it to the world. Today, India is supplying what we call the army fatigues to a number of countries, especially in Africa. Then let us take the BrahMos missile. The BrahMos missile is a collaboration between Russia and India to manufacture a missile. Today it is so much in demand because the quality is so good and its so effective that the world is demanding that India needs to be the supplier of these kind of missiles to their countries. I am not talking about a pittance of 1 crore, 2 crores. I am talking about 150 crores. I am talking about $3 billion. There is some unbelievable figures which are coming out in the, when I read the new information. There, Sikorsky is the most famous helicopter which even used for the protection of the President of the United States. For that, Tata is manufacturing certain items for it. Their cabin items are manufactured in India. Their avionics, certain part of the avionics are manufactured in India. Did we know about it? Did we know that India had such a technology? Did any of us in the world knew about it, or even Indians know about it? We are still picking ourselves on caste, on religion, on this, on that, on conversions. That is what I said. There is an ecosystem which is working, which does not want the world to know that India has got such capabilities. There are now people who are, investing with private industries. There are old companies, staid old companies, which are now setting up independent companies, which are now manufacturing and entering into the foraying into the area of manufacturing of arms and ammunition. There is a small company which I read about yesterday, which compacts ammunition, which gives a more powerful, definition to arms. I was surprised that it is a very small company, unknown company, which is existing in it. There's a lot of startups funded by a majority of IITs, which are now developing technical expertise for drones. The drone technology is now, it's a world it's a world technology which is growing faster and faster. Unmanned drones are now the thing in the world. Turkey, when it found that some of the other leading Western nations were not providing it with the top-end technology for its drones, went independent by 2016, and today they are producing drones which even the West is looking at to purchase. They say that they have gone beyond matching what is available for the West, but they have gone beyond it. When Turkey can do it, India, with so much of technology, with so much of IITs, with so much of trained engineers, with so much of knowledge background, when we can take and land, land in Chandra, we use a Chandrayaan 3 and land in the south part of the moon, when we can achieve so much, do you think that manufacturing a drone or manufacturing unmanned drone, manufacturing something more powerful than what Turkey has, is it possible or not? It is possible. It is only thing that we are, there's always a syndrome which we used to call the Indian crab syndrome. The Indian crab syndrome was like this. You put a number of crabs in a bag and even leave it open. None of the Indian crabs will climb out, because by the time one climbs out, another one pull it down. Another climbs out, two of them will be pulling it down. That is what Indian crabs are. So the same mentality we are still continuing with. When we try to come out and break the shell and challenge the world, there are about two people waiting in the wings to say, oh no, that is not possible. If India is not capable, India does not have the infrastructure, India does not have the funds, how are we going to fund it? Inflation will go up, we have to borrow, foreign funds have to be brought in. All kinds of activities which need to, which will try to derail this process is what is happening in India. And that is what we have to overcome. It's a tragedy. Something is a tragedy. Today, the world is looking at maglev trains, which are running at speeds of 500 and 530. But to set up one single bullet train in India is taking us about 20 years because of political pressure, because of wrong environmental pressures, because of all these ecosystems being funded by outsiders to challenge India not to grow, not to challenge India to grow, but challenge India not to grow. So, we must, Indians, understand there are small companies. I was reading about them, about 25 companies, small companies, startups, which are being funded by agencies within India, not a single foreign agency, all of them within India. And they are producing items which are going to, which are going to hit the world hard, and when it hits it, they will not be able to stand, and they will not be able to understand that these things have been working in India. Today, I was reading another newspaper that India that is IIT Madras has backed a project wherein they will be developing a 20-seater, kind of a flying ship. That flying ship will run just 4 meters away on top of the water, on the sea. Now it will be propelled, they are looking at propulsion by using, I think, hydrogen, but that is still not defined there. And they are expecting that from Chennai to Calcutta, you can do it in 2 hours, and the cost of the travel will be, a single person will be only 600 rupees. Can you imagine 2 hours to Calcutta, 600 rupees? Can anybody imagine that? It is happening, and they are expecting it to release in India by 2026 May or end of 25. They are looking at releasing it into the market, and they are just doing trial runs today. And when they get that capacity with running into the 20-seater, then you can imagine what levels Indians are looking at and thinking at, what technology levels they are looking at, thinking at. So these are the technical, aspects which India is looking at. Today Tata is manufacturing trucks which can operate in Siachen, in the toughest of the climates, the toughest part of the world. India is developing trucks like that. Now they are developing how guns something like the howitzers, which can revolve round, not position in one place, but revolve east, west, north, south, and they can go around in circles so that, and they are maneuverable anywhere, and they can be drawn by a truck. See, can you imagine the levels at which India is growing? I think as Indians, let us hold our hands, and first thing, let us destroy those elements which are trying to pull down India. Let us not have the crab syndrome. Let us make it a growth syndrome. Thank you.